I have seen countless people talking about and making videos about this man's physique and why it's so absolutely aesthetic and has all these people on their knees literally, because at first Toji just seems like your ordinary run-off-the-mill antagonist, nothing really special going on, and then the next thing you know you're looking at a man that single-handedly caused Niagara Falls and the incline in femboys the way he got us admiring him. And if this guy Toji had to be compared to a regular person's physique in the modern world, then he would be nothing extraordinary though, in that it is a relatively not a very difficult physique to build yourself. It doesn't look like he's on gear or he's genetically an anomaly, and he certainly isn't too big for that matter to the point where he looks like it's overcompensating his build. Many regular people who go to the gym consistently, eat a high rich protein diet and progressively overload will very likely be able to achieve this physique in a matter of a year or two. It's not too complicated nor out of reach for the majority of us and can act as a realistic body goal. So of course you didn't just click on this video to get the basics, but instead want a detailed guide on how you can achieve this physique. So here it is. Step 0. You need to first analyze what you're dealing with. Are you overweight, skinny, or skinny fat? If you are overweight, then you need to get into a calorie deficit of about 200 to 300 calories below your calorie maintenance. And if you don't know what your maintenance calories are, then you can easily just Google calorie calculator on Google and get your maintenance calories. You're not at much of a deficit so that you can maintain the muscle that you already have covered up by the fat and then lean down to a relatively low body fat percentage, around 12 to 15%. That would be ideal. If you are a skinny person on the other hand, or skinny fat, then I would recommend in both situations that you go into a calorie surplus, and I would aim for a surplus of around 200 to 300 above your maintenance, so that you're in a state of minimizing fat gain and building muscle at the same time. And if you really have a high metabolism like me for instance, then it will benefit you to eat at a higher surplus, but you just have to find out what works for you specifically. Step 1. The workout routine. I put this as step 1 because without physical exercise, more importantly resistance training, you can't expect to gain any muscle. This is because in order for your muscles to grow, you need to actually push them to the point where they are subjugated into a state of muscular hypertrophy that results in muscular net gain. Simply put it, you need to be working out, bro. So I'm going to split this part into 3 different sections, separating the upper body, abs, arms, and lower body into separate sections. So starting out with upper body. Looking at Toji's physique, you can immediately tell that it's like an upside down Dorito chip, giving him a V-taper like physique to him, meaning that his shoulder width is greater than his waist width. For example, giving him like a ballpark of a 2-to-1 ratio between his shoulders and waist. And in order to achieve this physique, the upper body, including the neck, traps, shoulder, chest, back, and arms, need to be highly developed so that you can achieve this V-taper effect. And you can achieve this via compound movements that target a wide variety of muscles at the same time. We aren't looking to gain strength. Although Toji is very strong, we are looking to build an aesthetic physique that will make us more attractive. So that means we are aiming for high reps and high weight for around 8 to 12 reps per set. Meaning that if a weight is too heavy and we can't go past 5 reps, then we should lower the weight so that we can reach at least that 8 rep zone. And vice versa, if you are easily able to go upwards of 15 to 20 reps, then it's time to obviously up the weight. For chest, I would recommend the flat bench press, either with the dumbbells or the bar. It doesn't really matter which one you choose, but I would argue dumbbells are better for this routine because it would allow you to make it easier to do drop sets. Despite this, what's more important is that you're targeting your chest and squeezing each rep so that you can really feel the reps as you do them. And along with this, it is just as vital that you train your upper chest because it just makes your chest look a lot more fuller and is what gives you that aesthetic edge compared to people with flabby chest who only prioritize flat bench press. And to train this, all you have to do is put your bench on an incline at around 30 to 45 degrees off the ground to get it into that range, and you will notice that you won't be able to do as much weight as you are able to do on flat bench press, and that is alright. It's okay as long as you are targeting that upper chest region. Next, you want to target your back, as it is just as important as your chest, because by looking at Toji, we can see how much it just adds to his frame and makes him wider. And to develop this muscle, I would do a combination of pull downs and rows. More specifically, I would do the pull up, which is a fantastic exercise because it targets the entire back and places an emphasis on the lats, which give you your wings, as you can see with Toji. But if this is too easy for you, then weighted pull-ups are a very good exercise, as you can easily load up a bag full of weights and use it to progressively overload. And on the other hand, if you can't really do a pull-up, then you will benefit from doing assisted pull-ups, as it works the same group of muscles. Along with this, doing bent over rows either with dumbbells or the barbell are also very solid exercise that will help you build different parts of the back. You can do this by bending over at a 45-degree angle and rolling towards your stomach. The next most neglected area is the shoulders, traps, and neck area. The reason why Toji appears so muscular and even big, even in loose clothing, it's because of the girth of his neck and the development of his traps, and you can see how this gives him a very aesthetic and muscular physique, even whilst he's just wearing a loose fitting t-shirt. And normally, without the development of the traps and the neck, you would just observe him as a regular person. Because of the way that he's developed his traps and neck, he is, even with clothing on, you can tell that he's a muscular individual. And this is why we want to place an emphasis on the shoulders, traps, and neck. And one of the best exercises for the development of the shoulders is the overhead press, which can be done with the dumbbells or the barbell. This exercise is great as it hits all of the shoulder heads at the same time. And along with this, it is very important to add additional isolation exercises to separate heads of the shoulders so that you can avoid muscle imbalances and grow the lacking parts of the shoulder. And for these isolation exercises, it doesn't really matter how many reps you go for or how many sets you do. All that matters is that you are burning out your muscle and that you are reaching that point of failure. And for this, I would add lateral raises with relatively light dumbbells and try imagining that you are trying to reach the corners of the room to get that full range of motion. This will help you target the side delts and allow you to grow the width of your physique. Along with this, rear delts are also a very important aspect, as they can become underdeveloped if not maintained. And by doing face pulls, you can easily target this delt. And along with the delts, the shrugs are also a very powerful exercise, as it will help you build your traps. You can do this with dumbbells or the barbell, and you can relatively load up a high amount of weight. And following this is the neck. And for your neck, you want to be doing neck curls. And this is what most people neglect. And if you look at Toji, you will likely notice that his neck is pretty developed. So you want to focus on neck flexion and neck extension. Doing this will allow you to get that girth and help you look more masculine when even wearing a t-shirt. Moving down, we can see that Toji's arms are nothing all that special, and I would argue that they are slightly underdeveloped compared to the rest of his body. But in no way, shape, or form does this directly discredit his aesthetic physique. It just makes his physique slightly more realistic for the average person, as in this low body fat percentage state, you can't really expect to have massive bulging biceps and triceps unless, of course, you're on roids. And despite this, it is still very important to have big arms, as it just makes you look wider and stronger, especially when wearing clothing. So you want to focus on bicep curls in any variation, tricep extensions again in any variation, and wrist curls again in any variation. This will make sure that you're giving your entire arms a chance to keep up with the rest of your body, so that you're not looking like you have noodle arms and that they compensate and complement the rest of your body. The abs are one of the most important parts that really add to the shredded aesthetic physique, and is what can make a garbage physique look like a healthy looking one. The best way that you're going to get to this point is by leaning down to 10 to 12% body fat, which is going to require a lot of dieting and avoiding unhealthy foods. And although diet is very crucial in this one, your abs are like any other muscle in your body, and that you have to also train them so that they can grow bigger and stronger. And one of the best workouts for your abs is the leg raise. And you can do this by laying down with your palms facing down under your butt and keeping your head and feet off the ground. And you simply want to raise your legs up and towards the roof. And if this is too easy, you can place your hands to the side. Doing a couple of sets of this along with around 10 to 15 reps, you can expect to hit all of your abdominals in that exercise. This, paired with a healthy diet, are gonna help you achieve that physique that Toji has. Now moving on to the lower body, Toji clearly skips leg day and likes to wear oversized pants to hide that fact, to give him the appearance of big legs, but this is most likely isn't the case. If you want to specifically build a similar physique to Toji, then your lower body will not be as much of a priority as compared to the rest of your body, and that's okay because we are prioritizing aesthetics. And if that means that you're gonna have to skip out on legs and not train them as much, it just is what it is. But with that being said, it is still very important to keep the consistency of your physique in check by at least working your lower body through compound movements such as squats and deadlifts, as they will build both the quads and hamstrings and also indirectly work your core in the process. So I will place the lower body at the bottom of your priority list, as it isn't what gives Toji his aesthetic physique, but instead could easily be covered up by baggy pants, which is why if you're going for this style of physique, it's not really that important. But I would not recommend that you completely skip out on it, as there are still some benefits that you can achieve from working these areas out, and it's still very crucial. Step 2, cardio. Just working out with heavy weights is not enough, as it doesn't exactly contribute to cardiovascular health, which is a key component to achieving a lean physique, staying healthy, and having an overall better mood. You just need to take 10 minutes before or after your workout, or you can split it up 5 minutes before, 5 minutes after your workout, whatever you want, and perform some sort of cardiovascular exercise. And I will highly recommend that you just do Stairmaster, because it is one of the best ways to work your cardiovascular health and is one of the funnest in my opinion. Step 3 is diet. Regardless of your starting weight and physique, your diet plays a huge role in achieving the aesthetic physique. So your diet should consist of a high protein diet, including 1.2 to 1.5 grams per pound of body weight, along with a healthy fat consumption of 1/3 of your body weight in grams, and filling the rest with carbs. This, along with drinking around 3 liters of water a day, will help you maximize your gains and help you get the physique as fast as possible. Toji's physique is clearly very aesthetic and can easily be achieved by anyone within the span of a year or two. It isn't really out of reach for the majority of us. So if you found this guide helpful, then I would appreciate if you shared this video and subscribe to the channel, as it will help me reach more people with my content. Other than that, I appreciated you watching this video this far, and yeah.